All right, can you still see it?
Yes.
All right, we're in good shape. Yay. So I want to say, as many of you may be aware, our campaign has had its share of bumps. For starters, we didn't get the chance to for an initial quiet phase because public news around the closure of the Glen, the negotiations to purchase it, and the success of those negotiations got in front of us before we ever had the opportunity to, quietly and methodically build the resources that would make this effort possible. But then we had a giant dollop of fortune when Kipper Heerman, a very experienced, very talented fundraiser, agreed to step forward as coordinator of our campaign, essentially as a volunteer. We started making progress. We finalized our case statement, welcomed all of you into the Capital Campaign Committee. We developed educational materials. And as best as we could, given the arc of the pandemic, reached out to people to ask for their participation in the campaign. Then another bump in the trail. Because of family circumstances, Kipper needed to step down. And she was such a tremendous asset to the campaign. Her tireless efforts set us up well for success. We're truly grateful to have benefited from her experience, but it required us to have a oh crap, now what moment. It took us some time to recalibrate our way forward, but I believe we're back on track. Amy is continuing her work to support the campaign. Because her time is limited, we're looking to add some additional support, and we appreciate your dedication, your flexibility, but we're on our way. In the past couple of months, in addition to multiple meaningful gifts in the range of $1,000, $25,000 sometimes, we've received 4 commitments of $100,000 or more. The first of these was from the Mateel Family Foundation, who contributed a $100,000 challenge grant. Then the Village of Yellow Springs came through with $125,000, specifically earmarked to assist in the demolition of the former and derelict Antioch College power plant. Then we heard from the Kettering Fund, who approved a $100,000 grant and recommended to us that we put in another request in early 2022. I need to say, they, like the Mateel Family Foundation, specifically mentioned that they were impressed with our Capital Campaign Committee. And for each of you, your participation in this effort signals to our community's leading philanthropists that this is a campaign worth supporting, and we're grateful to you for that and being in that role. One more contribution to mention. Earlier this week, Yasmin Namal Soin, and I'll recognize and appreciate Yasmin on the call here today, came through with a $100,000 pledge and noted their specific interest in seeing us do a more complete job of telling the story of Helen Birch Bartlett and why this place exists as a memorial to her. Together, these recent gifts lifted us to a new milestone. We now have commitments for over $2 million towards our $3.5 million campaign, including gifts and pledges. We also have $1.2 million in requests pending. That includes a $988,000 request to the Clean Ohio Conservation Fund. And we'll hear how that proposal fares in August or September. But really feeling without any hyperbole that we have momentum behind us right now. And with that, we're doing the work that the campaign is allowing us to accomplish. Funding the purchase, restarting programs, and securing the ecological health of the preserve. Renovations are underway at the Outdoor Education Center, including HVAC systems to improve indoor air quality in all of the buildings that that we serve with children. We're also making a variety of improvements for code compliance. We've nearly completed a top to bottom renovation of this building. This is a picture from the fall. This is one of the naturalists, the houses that our naturalist educators live in. I need to say, this house was right on the cusp of being unsalvageable. It's now a welcoming and durably, artfully renovated house that's going to serve our naturalists and all the children they work with for decades to come. The pandemic is still impacting our ability to offer our full suite of environmental programs, but we are reopening the Outdoor Education Center for summer programs beginning June 7th. And it's a sign of pent-up demand that for the programs the Glen offers, that as of last Friday, our eco camps were 99% full. We had less than a number of openings that was less than a handful. We have set aside funds to cover our first 2 years of mortgage payments. We hired a land manager. This is Zach Bolheimer, who started 2 weeks ago. He'll be working with our rangers, our volunteers, and other staff to direct ecological stewardship and trail maintenance in the preserve. We're early in the process of hiring a director of philanthropy and hope to have the position filled sometime this summer. In addition to hopefully joining us in time to help close out the campaign, this fundraiser will focus on growing our revenue streams through donor cultivation, major gifts, and planned gifts. This week, I expect that we'll be posting our outreach manager position. And this person, once hired, will coordinate our public-facing activities, including volunteer management, our membership program, visitor facilities, related responsibilities. We're also at work recognizing significant contributions to the campaign. This is Dr. Bob Brandt, who's a big fan of the Raptor Center, and especially the kestrel there. At a celebration just this past weekend, we unveiled the new sign naming the bird enclosure in his honor, and actually naming one of the kestrels in the enclosure after his late sister. It was a poignant and touching, beautiful celebration, and we had a number of his friends there. On top of everything else, it was a lot of fun. And we're looking forward to doing a lot more things just like that. So that is a update for you all.